Hey, what's up, Bigfoot world?
Hello.
How's it going out there?
Welcome to another exciting episode of Tech Bro, as we call it.
I can't find any of my stuff.
Oh no, you are not ready, Nikki. You weren't even here.
I know I came in right last minute.
Yeah. So yeah, what's up, Queen Nikki and Wayne? How you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Doing well, buddy. How's it going with you?
We're good. Somebody's phone is on or something.
Let me see. I was gonna wear my new mask.
All right. Glad everyone's made it.
What's up, Mendoza?
Very nice.
Oh yeah.
Very nice.
And what's up,
All right,
Daniel?
so our guest tonight might be.
There's that
Yeah,
delay.
I think our guest is
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Alrighty. I'll just
Are
get
we
myself
just on Facebook
some
or are
last minute.
we on both?
Both.
Okay.
No, we both. Yeah.
Hey, Randy, how you doing tonight, buddy? Glad you could join us in chat.
All right. So yeah, if you guys are just jumping on, feel free to share this around. I know between me and Pat, we've actually shared this around in several groups, and I shared it on a few pages. So if you guys want to go ahead, feel free to share around.
Did you get it in
check
Bigfoot
on our
Weekly?
guest? Yeah, I did post it there.
Okay.
Blount County Bigfoot Research Organization. Where's that? Anybody know where Blount County?
Blount County.
There's a Blount County in Tennessee. I don't
That's
know if that's
Alabama.
Alabama, isn't it?
Alabama.
Yeah, that's in Alabama. Yeah, that's
very cool.
Yeah.
That's Oh
Colonel,
my God.
if you say the name, I know. If
I
you
want to
the
say
name, I'll know
Justin
it.
or Jason or how come I can't remember?
Yeah,
Never remember his name.
it's definitely J.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
He's
have my
correct.
notebook.
That's okay. Alabama confirmed.
He'll tell us in just a second. He already said Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah, he confirmed it.
Mhm. Brandon.
It's Brandon. It's not even a J.
Damn.
Yeah,
Why
I told
would you
y'all
think
it
it
was
begins with a
Brandon.
J?
Told y'all it was Brandon. Nobody ever listens
Lord.
to me.
Yeah.
Where's my notebook?
Well, we owe you.
I'm just gonna guess
So,
that
as Nikki yells at her kids.
I'm just gonna guess that county is in northern Alabama.
Ooh, I don't know.
Now, that information I don't know.
I'm sure Brandon will let us know.
Yeah, I'm interested myself because I'm in Southeast Tennessee, so we might
Right.
not be too far.
Yeah.
So,
North Alabama.
and for those jumping on, just be patient. Oh, North, cool.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll just we'll talk to chat here for a minute and start talking amongst ourselves. Yeah, that's cool. I figured it would be North Alabama because
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've been through Alabama many times, and it's pretty flat, wide open kind of place, man. And it really a lot of the state sits on the coastal plains, and not very conducive for a Bigfoot to hide. That's for sure.
I get all kind of reports around the Fort Payne area. Not really reports, but people telling me, that they know of, like a secondhand account. But maybe Brandon can tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean it's like here in Georgia. which is the same, almost next door to Alabama. So it's the same coastal plain. When you get to about middle Georgia down, it's just that huge, wide open coastal plain that I really don't trust any kind of like Bigfoot reports out of those kinds of areas, dude. There's just no place for them to exist, man. They'd be spotted all the time. As good as they are in the sort of more mountainous, thick wooded terrain, you can't hide an 8 foot tall, 4 foot wide shoulder monkey man out in the middle of a field.
Yeah.
I mean,
so Pat, you you tend to believe they're up more in the mountains?
Oh yeah, they're in the tropical mountainous environments is what I would call it. Not even tropical, because they're up north too, but
yeah.
I guess wet forest. So wet forested, mountainous or at least terrain area.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where most of the vast majority of accounts happen, is in that type of environment. And I'm not saying there can't be anomalies, but
oh yeah, passing through or something.
Yeah, but for the most part, man, there's a reason why they don't walk through downtown Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not one report from downtown Atlanta ever.
Can you believe that? I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Let's say what's up to my buddy Daryl Owen joining us tonight. What's up, Daryl? Hope everything is going well out in sunny California.
And also big shout out to Gary Spikes, and now Jimmy Blanton. But hey Gary, what's up, bud? It's showtime.
You want to see two of my new
Ladies
finds?
and gentlemen,
we can't because Daniel has to guess the screen.
Okay.
We can't see anything.
We'll see them at the end.
There we go. What you got?
All right. We're about to introduce our guest. He just popped on. So.
Okay. Cool. Go.
Okay. Wait a minute. It says your guest will need to connect their microphone or camera before you could add them to the stream. All right, Scott. If you hear me, wait a minute. Okay. He got it. He got it. There we go. We got him. Welcome, Scott.
Welcome.
Hey, Scott. He's muted.
Scott. Oh wait. He's muted. Hold on. Let me unmute you. Wait a minute. Can't unmute your guest. The mic. Oh, your mic is not connected. Or you may have to do it. You got to do it on your end. Yes. All right. Can you hear us, Scott? No, he's still muted on your end.
Looks like he's on a phone.
I guess there's not.
Gotta get our guests in here, man.
There's nothing I could do on my end. I thought I had an option. What's that?
Scott, do you have some earbuds you can plug into your phone?
Yeah.
Maybe try that.
Oh, okay. You think that might fix the problem?
Yeah, it
might.
Yeah,
Scott, if you had some earbuds, like Pat said, try. Yeah, because it shows that he's unmuted, but I guess whatever device he's on, his mic's not. The microphone of that device is not connected. Let's see. Scott, tell you what, jump off and then try to come back in and try to look for anything that might indicate turning on your mic. Yeah, as you come back in, try to look for anything that might indicate or that just says microphone. So yeah, go ahead. Like you might have to remove yourself from the stream.
Or if you have a computer, you could jump on, or a laptop.
All right. Yeah, because I can't remember. I've jumped on here on my phone. Well, on other people's podcasts before, but I can't remember what it looks like on the phone end. Tell you what. Let me try it through my phone and see what happens.
It could be as easy as like a permission, a prompt that he missed or something that give StreamYard permission to access your microphone.
Yeah,
that's why he should probably back up.
Yeah. Yeah, Scott. If you can hear us,
looks like he's
go
frozen.
ahead, jump off of here, and then try to come back on.
He is frozen.
All
right. So back to chat. What's up, Zach? Jimmy's still around. Sister side chat. Nikki's sister, I guess.
Yeah.
What's up, Nikki's sister?
The Suze.
Mm-hmm. It's cool, man. We got healthy chat tonight. Everybody jump in and participate.
Very nice.
And then I got him too. Oop.
Ah, man. You could take like a hoax picture with that one.
I'm all retarded. There he goes.
right, hold on. He jumped. Yeah, he's back on, but his mic, he's still not connected. I just got the message.
All right, can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Awesome.
yes. Oh, yeah. Woo!
Ooh, yay.
All right. Yeah, did something show up on your end? Yeah, did it ask you for the for a microphone use or anything? Or
No, I actually shut the phone off, restarted it, and it brought it up. But ever since the storms come through yesterday here in South Carolina, we've had issues, phones, internet, everything.
Oh yeah, that's true, man. A lot of bad stuff. Yeah, you guys kind of got a bit of a direct hit, like tropical storm strength almost.
Yeah, I think we had, they said 16 inches of rain in 24 hours.
Holy cow. Wow. Man.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. Good luck with that. What part of South Carolina are you in? Now, you don't have to tell us exactly, but roughly.
I'm in upstate South Carolina. The far northwestern corner.
Yeah. Okay, so we're practically neighbors, man. I live in Gainesville, Georgia, so I'm about 40 minutes from the South Carolina line over there, like by Toccoa and stuff,
Yeah, so it hit you too.
It didn't hit that bad here. Like it
really?
It skirted. We only got a few inches of rain.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, but we're that close, and it was that big of a difference, for us. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, that's cool. Yeah, because Scott, as you know, you're actually I would say third, but technically you're our fourth South Carolina guest that's been on here. Our last South Carolina guest was actually both Melissa George and her daughter Carrie. So I counted them as two. So yeah, technically you're our fourth one, and it's actually been very fascinating, very interesting, and it really went well. Now I know I know the panel here doesn't know who you are. I had the privilege of meeting you last October when I came down there to South Carolina, and it was a
Right.
major, blessing, meeting you. And yeah, I'll tell you what, I know that you're a big time hunter, and you do a lot of outdoors, field work, out there hunting and doing a little bit of everything.
Yes.
Just for starters, if you don't mind, could you give us give everybody a rundown on your background, basically what you do? It kind of we'll take it from there. So,
All right. Well, about 15 years ago, I've always hunted, but about 15 years ago, I got hardcore into predator hunting, coyotes and wild hogs, and it was kind of addictive, being out there, and I'm 3 or 4 nights a week. I'm pretty much out in the woods 3 or 4 nights a week, and sometimes more than that. As a matter of fact, I just got in about 2 hours ago, from setting some traps up for tonight. But that's in the woods is pretty much where I live at.
Nice. And that's a part of the state. So you stay around that part of the state, mostly in your area, basically.
Yeah, I'm pretty much everywhere I'm hunting and traveling around here is within 15, 20 miles max of where my home is.
Okay.
And being from Gainesville, Georgia, and up towards Dakota. Anyway, being from around Gainesville.
Yeah,
and
just curious. I'm sorry, I keep talking over everybody. Keep in mind, there's actually a delay on my end. So, so there's a couple of us that might start talking. And so try to put my hand up if I start a delay. One thing I wanted to make mention, like I said, I've noticed some of your pictures, your game cam pictures. You got a lot of wildlife on your cameras, mainly, a lot of hogs. I know you do a lot of hog hunting. But now I saw a picture on this. Now the bear, is that from your property or somewhere nearby? The reason I'm asking is because I've heard people say down that area there's no bears down there, and I was like, hey, this guy's got it. So
yeah, we're actually covered up with bear this year.
Wow. Now, what kind? Any size to them by any chance?
I'm sorry, Daniel. What was that?
I was asking, was there any? Is there any major size to the bears down there?
Yeah, we've got some quite large. The ones that you saw pictures of are smaller, 150, maybe 200 pounds, but we've got some good 450 pound bears running around.
That's a pretty big one, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, the ones I see up here up North Georgia are probably more like 150 to 200, 250 max. Man, I don't think I've ever actually laid eyes on a 450 pound black bear. If I did, I was a teenager, and it was up in the way up high in the Appalachians in North Carolina or something. But yeah, that's pretty big for that area, actually.
Yeah, they've got plenty to eat.
Yeah, right.
Now the big. Oh yeah, I bet. Absolutely. Oh man, I forgot what I was going to say there for a second. Hold on, it'll come back to me. Oh yeah, the big question is involved with Bigfoot. I know you associate with Melissa George and a few others down there. I was wondering if you could take us into that, what got you involved with the Bigfoot world, and what led you into getting into the Bigfoot, and then if you had any experiences, feel free to throw that out there, and we'll jump in on that.
All right. I've always had interest in paranormal side of things, and the cryptid side of things. But even though I spend as much time outdoors as what I do, I really had not experienced a whole awful lot. And it just so happened my wife and I were going to take off and go camping, and campground up here in the mountains, this completely primitive campsite. And I typically go up the day before to set up everything. So when wife and my youngin get up there, they the majority of everything's set up. So I went up, they had late in the afternoon, and it's starting to get dark. I had my little Datsun and Datsun mix with me, and tied them out while I was getting the tent and everything set up. Well, of course, they started crying. They wanted to be under my feet. All of a sudden, I heard something which what I thought was a coyote or possibly a bear circling the campsite. And long story short, I kind of grabbed them, threw them in the truck, because, how am I going to explain our two little dogs getting eaten by a coyote or a bear? My wife, when she gets up, and but it continued throughout the night, and got the tent set up, got a fire built. I kept hearing, I don't know if any of you guys trout fish or anything, but when you're trout fishing, you hear rocks kind of rolling down the river as you're knocking rocks loose, wading through. I kept hearing this in the river.
Oh, okay.
I kept expecting to see. At that point, I kept expecting to see a bear in the river. Shined the lights out, nothing. Didn't see anything. It progressed to where I was starting to get rocks thrown from the opposite side of the river, 45, 50 yards. And we're talking rocks softball size and larger, coming from the other side of the river into my campsite. No one else in the entire campground.
Holy.
We're talking 1.5 miles, 2 mile long dirt road, one way in, one way out that goes in there. Someone comes in, they're going to hear, you're going to hear them coming down the gravel road. At this point in time, I never had heard of I'd heard of rock throwing, but at the same time, I never had heard of the jabbering or whatever. And I could tell, it got to a point where I could tell there were 2 or 3 of whatever this was walking and circling around the campsite. Pitch black, no moon. And I could hear a mumbling, which sounded like almost like teenage girls mumbling in a different language back and forth to one another. I mean, this continued up to 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I come close to leaving, because I had firearms with me. I mean, I honestly, I had a 308 and also had a AR-15 in my vehicle.
Nice.
I didn't, with as heavy as the footsteps were, I honestly didn't feel like I had enough firepower with me. I mean, when you're seeing rocks like that thrown into your campsite from that far away, I still had no visual contact to see it. And this was October, about 6 years ago is when it took place. Middle of the week, there was no one, like I said, no one else in the campground. So I was there, by myself. And it just so happened that later on is when I run into Melissa and them. Told them about my encounter, and we become close friends quickly with that happening. And we actually planned an expedition later on, a few years ago, going back up, and unfortunately they weren't able to make it till the weekend till we got those other campers in there, and it gets loud on the weekends when you have other campers in there. But again, we went up early, and my wife actually got to experience a lot of the same things that I was experiencing again.
Yeah, the large rocks being thrown into the camp. I've actually heard that a few times. One in particular, they were secondhand stories that I've gotten that were told to me that others were actually checked into after hearing being presented by other campers. But yeah, I don't know how common it is, but it's definitely heard of. It's definitely happened. So that's interesting. And you said you were pretty far out there in this particular area, as far as away from civilization, or how?
Oh yeah.
How far would you say you were from the nearest house?
Oh goodness, probably I would say at least 10 miles, 15 miles.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Was it?
Yeah,
is this campsite?
That's actually pretty far.
Is this campsite near any bodies of water, or did you mention that?
It's on Chaga River.
The river.
It's all part of the national forest up there.
Okay.
Is that Sumter National Forest?
Yes, that would be Sumter National Forest.
So Pat, you're familiar with this area?
Yeah, I mean it's I don't know, maybe hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe an hour and a half away from me drive.
Ah.
Oh.
Yeah. And I am, and also I grew up, Scott. I grew up in Augusta, Georgia, right there on the South Carolina border. So,
right.
So I've spent a lot of time in South Carolina, like up and down, So,
right.
Yeah. But yeah, that's interesting. So, so what happened then? Like you said you went back. You went back?
Yeah, yeah, we went back to after Melissa and them I'd met Melissa and them. We planned for an expedition up there just to see what we could find and hear. Before people come into the campground, my wife and I heard a few things. Nothing as intense as what I'd heard the night that I was there. Unfortunately, the rest of the group didn't get up there until other people started piling into the campground, and it was almost dead quiet. We did walk down a trail. We had something make a false charge toward us. Still don't know what it was. It was big. I don't know if it was a bear. No clue. Melissa's husband was out there with us when this took place, but no one saw anything at that point in time. And that's just like me. I never saw anything, but I know if it's throwing rocks, it has to have, it's got thumbs. Bears don't throw rocks.
No, you can't even train them to throw a rock. You can train a bear to do a lot of things, but not throw a rock. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's something on 2 feet. I don't know why there would be a person out there in the middle of nowhere who decides to start throwing rocks at somebody who doesn't even know if they're armed or not, right?
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
And and the other fact about this is it's deep in a valley. And the very first time I had the experience up there, there was no moon, there was no light. Without some kind of flashlight, you couldn't see 5 foot in front of you. Whatever it was moving around and circling the camp without any problems whatsoever.
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty telltale sign, man. I mean, that's when you go through the process of elimination, and you pretty much, like, when this stuff has happened to me in the past, it's like, well, it's either a Bigfoot or for some reason a Navy SEAL is out here messing with me.
Oh, there you go.
Which is more likely,
Yeah.
So
Now, I might have missed it, but did you mention any vocalizations at all? Did you hear it vocalize at all?
I heard no hoots, no hollers, but I did hear it was like blabbering, just like I said, it was almost like two teenage girls speaking a different language to one another.
Like gibberish. Would you relate it to like the samurai chatter that you hear from the Sierra Sounds?
That's what once I found out and learned about the samurai chatter or whatever, that is a perfect explanation of it.
Wow, really?
Wow.
So it sounded like that, only with the vocalization, like you said, more of a tone of, you said, like, teenage girls?
Yes.
Okay.
So it sounded like people communicating, like a language you weren't familiar with.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, you got to dial in what it was then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
what about any smells? Did you smell anything?
Well, and when I first got there, I kept looking for dead fish where somebody would call fish on the river, and because frequently people catch trout and they clean them out on the river, leave the heads, the guts on the creek bank. I kept looking for that. I never found it, and the next day the stench was gone. But it smelled like dead fish. Dead fish guts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, something was definitely hanging around, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never thought of that, but I've seen that before. People cleaning their trout, leaving the head and the guts on the bank or in the water. It makes sense that to be just a little snack for them,
Yeah.
You walk by and pick up a free snack.
Now, strangely enough, it was soon following, after meeting Melissa and them, and what had happened to me got out. It was the Finding Bigfoot did the thing here in South Carolina. They wanted to hear my story, even though they were specifically interested in the coastal area of South Carolina when they come down. I got panned over. I got invited to come down, sit for their meeting, their open house deal or whatever. But I got panned over quickly, just as the intro with the show kind of deal, blah, all this kind of stuff. I've had 4 separate people come to me after seeing me on that and tell me about stuff they had. Every situation happened to be at the same location that I had my experience at, and my experience was never aired on TV.
Oh. Wow. Well, it's being aired right now on YouTube and Facebook, so there you go. We're live right now as you share it.
So that's fine.
Yeah. This is better than yeah.
So
I would know.
you'll definitely get more views out of having it broadcast here. So,
that's the thing. I'm not interested in any kind of notoriety out of it by no means. It does me no good, but I just know that something took place there, and several other people had very similar instances as what I did.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you familiar with?
Well, if I may say this here, I've often thought.
Are you familiar with any sightings in the area?
I've heard of a few. And this is all, like I said, following the experience that I had. Nothing, really previous, because my interest had not been piqued into that previously. Really, I've heard, I heard of mudcats and the Black Panthers and, the typical, all that kind of stuff, but never classification of Bigfoot around until I had an experience. Daniel, what was your question?
Yeah, I'm trying to regain my thought because I thought I had the floor on that one, but Pat took over. Anyway, I'm picking it. Somebody else could pick up. It'll come back to me in a little bit. I lost my train of thought.
Daniel, you'll just have to.
I didn't write it down this time on my handy dandy notebook.
Because your delay is so hard, you have to put your finger up. Yeah, just let us know. That way we can stop. Is that the only experience
what finger
you've
do
had,
I put up?
Scott?
Nah, I'm just joking.
As far as something that I can say, I honestly feel 100%. I did run into one situation about 2 years ago out. We were hog hunting, and I'd shot a pig, and we were trailing blood. Got to it, and something picked up a 150-pound pig and walked off with it.
Holy cow!
Whoa!
Still don't know what it was, but bear, whatever. It just, you could see where there's no question the feral hog laid down right there. There was blood everywhere, and it just something picked up and walked away with no sign whatsoever.
Oh, really?
There weren't any drag marks or anything?
No drag marks. And it is the same place that I've had the pictures of the bear at. But I figure if a bear or a cat got a hold of it, there'd be drag marks.
There would definitely be drag marks. There ain't no doubt about that.
No.
Yeah. They're not, a bear's not going to pick that up in its snout and walk away with it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, that's weird stuff, dude.
Yeah, I've actually come across very similar. Yeah, I've actually come across similar situations. Like as far as fresh deer kills. But then I wasn't quite sure what did it, but automatically you assume, well, there's a lot of coyotes in the area, which it took me a little while, but I actually found evidence of what killed it. I found a few coyote tracks around this spread out deer kill. And then what also was interesting, there was actually bear evidence there too. But like bear scat right next to the leftover bones, and a couple of the organs of the deer were still there, which I was actually surprised to see that. Usually it gets taken, but the body of the deer wasn't there. But you could see that that took place there. And the funny thing is, my trail camera was only about 15, 20 feet away. I said, all right. I was kind of getting excited. I said, I captured a deer kill happening right here. And so I get the camera home. I go to, put the SD card in to read the footage. And And this is the part that sucked. I had one coyote run across the screen, and where the actual deer kill took place, the camera, I guess, wasn't positioned right, because where it should have picked up that far out was dark as could be, totally dark. So it's like the camera wasn't positioned right, and it was. I don't know what happened. It was a brand new camera. It's one of the wild game innovations, So maybe I don't know. I got a few things to figure out with it, but that was like the first time using it since I had it, But I don't know. It was interesting, but like I said, I found the evidence of a coyote in the area, and then I had it on video footage. But the thing is, the body was gone. Either the bear drug it off because there was evidence of a bear that was there, fresh bear scat, and I don't know. Maybe the coyote took it off. I don't know, but that was interesting though. I always find wildlife kills very fascinating.
All right, so Daniel, are you talking about? Are you talking about an actual wildlife kill? So this was not a deer that you shot, Daniel. It was an actual wildlife.
No. Yeah, actually, wildlife. It's something I came upon. Yeah, when I went to go check out my trail camera. That's what made me think of it was what Scott was sharing. It, in a way, it almost sounded similar, but as far as I don't know what drug it off. It was either a bear or something. The coyotes, because
Right.
But yeah, I was only sharing it because, like I said, Scott's story kind of reminded me of that. So.
Right. So, Scott, let me ask you this: like, how far did you track? How far did you track the hog?
100 yards.
Okay. See, and that's the thing, man. Is whenever you shoot a gun in the woods, especially with the the bad and not bad intention, but the intention to kill something, right? All of the wildlife, man, they're gone, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, there's no coyote there. There's no. Very unlikely it would even be a bear because bears are horribly afraid of gunfire. That's the easiest way to chase a bear off is just shoot up in the air, So yeah, that's really odd. You tracked a hog for 100 yards and it was gone. Like, what predator was still around at that point?
Well, there.
Uh-oh.
He's frozen. He'll come back. But yeah, so that's why, Daniel, I wanted to ask you about if it was a wildlife kill. Because
yes.
Yeah. So that's pretty creepy, man. Like, it adds up a little bit. Yeah. Scott.
Yeah, Scott's back.
Yep. So. You got me?
Yeah, you just froze up for a minute there, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it was a strange situation. And again, I can't say for sure.
Right. Sure.
But
still
as you said, Daniel, as I don't know. I've seen plenty of situations where coyotes and they'll leave it laying and tear a deer apart where it lays, and there'll be fur everywhere, and the carcass will still be there.
Mm-hmm.
Typically I don't see them drag it off.
No, they'll make work of it right then and there.
Yeah.
The thing. Yeah, it's funny. I had plenty of time on my hands, because when I found this, I was going to get my trail cameras. But what I noticed is exactly what you just said, Scott. Yeah, there was, the deer. But after not seeing the body there, I was like seriously curious. Like, I wanted to see what was left of it.
Right.
There was only a couple. Like I said, there was a couple minor bones that were there. Very, like I said, a couple small bones, and there was parts of the, the organs that were there, that, and the thing is, like I said, I was looking at all in the whole area when I started noticing what appeared to be like some scuffling where I found the coyote prints at. And then, like I said, not just a few feet from there was like a couple piles of fresh bear scat. So I started working the perimeter because keep in mind, this was actually in a small field that was out in the middle of the woods. And so I was working that field. I looked all through that field, and I stepped out of the field, walked along, just to see if that carcass was anywhere nearby. I even started looking up in trees just by some chance, maybe who knows, a bobcat, mountain lion, or something, but I don't know. It was interesting. I was definitely looking for the body, the carcass, but none of that was found. So, yeah, it was definitely interesting. So,
Well, yeah, man. So here's the $10 million question, Scott. Do you go out in the woods looking for them now? Is that a thing you do?
Occasionally, I watch for them. I'm out there 3 or 4 nights a week, and with a thermal and night vision both, and I definitely keep a close eye out.
Okay.
They're, and luckily I can reach up and I can hit a button and record, but not so lucky.
Right. Yeah, man.
So, so these encounters hadn't made you want to get out in the woods and start doing any field research?
Oh, I'm definitely interested in the field research. I get asked all the time, about it scaring me. It's actually put me in the woods more. I can say.
Huh. Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Some people are drawn to it, and some people like me are not.
Yeah. Viper Getty's asking, are you scared of them?
Yeah. That's an interesting coincidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have much of a choice. It's hard to see the background, but I've got about 200 acres of solid woods behind my house. So
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, without trying to jinx you, man, I'll knock on something here while I ask you this question. Do you get any weird stuff happen? Do you get any weird stuff happen on your 200 acres there?
We've seen, not in that mode set. We've seen some shadows moving around, but we have some Native American graves on the property.
Okay. All right, but no house slaps, no big
no house slaps, no odd noises, nothing out of the ordinary here.
Okay. Well, that's good. I hope it stays that way. Like, again, I'm not trying to jinx you. I was just curious because that sounds like a nice piece of property that you're on there. So, yeah. And I'm guessing you patrol it regularly. Do you pay attention to what's going on that amount of land?
Yeah, and I mean, it's the property that backs up to me is not that's not our land, but I have permission to hunt it and that kind of thing.
Right.
So I'm on it frequently. I watch, I watch things pretty regular. I've got trail cameras scattered throughout, and I've recently transferred to the spy point cameras, which I absolutely love. As soon as I take a picture, within 15 seconds, I have the picture on my phone.
Oh, really? So you have the the direct to your phone Wi-Fi or cellular interface cameras. That's really cool. That's a cool technology, man. That must be weird to get that notification at 3 o'clock in the morning, look over at it, and there's a coyote sniffing on the grass or something.
Yeah, I tend to shut the volume off about 9:30 at night.
Yeah, right.
My wife's gotten too mad for me jumping up and taking off to go after pigs at 3 o'clock in the morning.
So is that how it works, Scott? Because I've heard of those trail cams and they sound awesome. Is that how it works? You'll get a notification whenever a picture is taken?
Oh yeah, as soon as a picture is taken, it sends it directly to your phone, almost like a text message.
No matter where you're at?
As long as you have signal on your phone, it'll come through just like a text. You can either have the notifications on or off, or you can have it just on vibrate. And typically I'll put them on vibrate, but it takes anywhere from 5 seconds to 15 seconds to go through the system to my phone.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's neat.
Very, very cool. I imagine the camera itself would have to have service too, right?
Yeah, it has a service. And strangely enough, they're actually on sale right now. But they just have come out with one that ties in with any trail camera. It's $60 and you get unlimited pictures for like $70 a year.
That's not bad.
Yeah. It comes with 100. It comes with 100 pictures. It comes with 100 pictures a month, but you can get 100 pictures if you have any kind. If it's a steady usable trail, or if you have any kind of corn or bait out or anything, you can get 100 pictures in a few days. But unlimited pictures, like I said, is $73 a year, per camera.
Yeah.
I just saw those at Academy Sports. You can link like 3 or 4 cameras together.
Oh yeah.
How much are they? Do you remember?
The ones that tie into any camera are $59. Or at least that's what they were when I was in Tractor Supply earlier today. The micro link is $150. So it's not really that bad.
No,
They
it's
get
not bad.
They get you with the service every year, but it's worth it if you're using them.
It's just like a cell phone. You have to pay for the service either monthly or yearly.
Exactly.
Yeah. So to answer Daniel's question, basically, the camera.
I don't know.
Yeah, the camera itself has its own cellular service, obviously. So I guess you can't put them high up in the mountains where there's like no cell phone reception. They won't do the same thing, obviously.
Yeah.
Now you can buy an extendable antenna for them to get better service or whatever, but you have to get it pretty high up in a tree to try to get service. And I've found the same thing. There's a couple of areas that you can't get service on them with.
Yeah, of course. Interesting.
Very cool.
Okay. I know plenty of places here in Virginia that would work great at, but not in my specific research area because there's no phone service out there. Now, when the old timers come up with their RVs and stuff, that they actually bring their satellites out there just to watch TV. But yeah, they're strong enough satellites to pick up the cable television. But yeah, that would be cool. I would love to have something like that in my research area, but I know of plenty of other areas or locations here in Virginia where they would actually work great. So.
Maybe the Coal Road.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check into that.
Yeah, well, like Scott was saying. Like Scott was saying.
He's watching.
You would have to basically climb up to the top of a tree and put like a special receiver to try and pick up a little bit of signal to make it work in that area that you're talking about, where you don't have service on the ground, you know. So it could be done. You'd have to get, you know, shimmy up a tree.
Carry a ladder out there like Tracy Arnold.
Yeah.
Or that, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm definitely going to look into that, though. I am definitely going to look into them. I've heard of them myself. I know I used to work with a guy that had the device. I thought he was just BSing with me. I really did. But he was showing me on his phone the app and everything. I guess he had a special app or something on his phone where I don't know how it worked, but he was trying to explain it to me a bit. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm definitely looking into lazy. Little by little, I pick up devices when I can.
Yeah, man, it beats the hell out of collecting.
According to Patrick Vaughn,
right? The eye climbing tree. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm probably the most qualified.
Yeah.
I've climbed plenty of 40-foot ladders, so
yeah,
you have the experience.
If y'all ever see me climbing a tree, shoot whatever's at the bottom. All right.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, and just so everybody knows, you cannot outclimb a bear. A bear could climb a tree better than any human being on the planet, I think. Yeah.
Have you seen those videos on Facebook of that bear coming up that tree after that hunter?
No.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Oh my goodness.
I would be scared shitless, let me tell you. Because it comes right up to him. And he's just like staring this bear down, you know?
Yeah, he comes up there just to say hello, just hanging out together.
Yeah,
and
then finally he's like, nope, that's enough.
Right.
Kind of goes down little by little.
So the bear obviously wasn't being aggressive. It was
just wanted to come say hi.
Okay.
But you know, one swipe.
Yeah, I think
could have injured him.
Oh yeah, I would have started shooting way before we got up there.
I seen the other video.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was another video of a hunter. He approached his tree stand. Yeah, just to look up to see a bear like just sitting there in his tree stand, and the guy was yelling at him, "Get out of here! Get out of here! Get down!" Yeah. And finally, he took his time coming down, and just kind of like looked at the guy like, "Okay." The guy was still yelling at him, "Get out of here!" And the guy, all he had in his hand was a bow, you know. But the guy kept his distance. He was probably about 15, maybe 20 feet. But the bear just took his time wandering off. But it was actually funny. You would have to see it, though, because the bear, big old fat butt, just sitting up there in the tree stand, like, chilling, you know? But,
they're usually...
But, yeah, I know the other video you guys are talking about. Yeah.
They're usually not aggressive unless food or cubs are involved. Yeah. Usually.
Yeah. So... Absolutely.
What? I haven't seen anything on the Bigfoot community lately. Anything new, anyway.
No. Oh, you mean nobody found one yet?
No. Well, yeah, they're always finding them, but there are always other things.
Yeah, they're
or
just
old pictures from years ago.
They're just inside the red circle. That's where they live. They live in the red circle.
Listen, if you have to circle your photo,
don't share it.
Don't share it. Just keep it. I believe you. Just keep it to yourself, okay? But if you literally have to sit there and alter your photo or circle something, point it out, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That photo isn't going to be taken seriously, you know? It's just there.
Yeah.
We all have those photos. All of us.
Yeah. We recently on the Bigfoot Odyssey group, we just had a huge crackdown on the that kind of stuff. The photos, the pareidolia, the red circles, the inconclusive crap.
Yeah.
Like Carrie and Daniela were ready to shut down the group because of that stuff. And
wow.
And because of Matthew Johnson causing trouble in there. But
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was still kicking.
Yeah, and they were gonna shut the group down, but instead they got a bunch more moderators in, and now I'm one of them. And I did so much maintenance to that site last night. It was crazy. I spent half an hour declining stupid stuff,
Yeah.
But the rules are the rules, If the group doesn't want to be infested with extremely inconclusive, not compelling photos, of dark shadows in the woods, then just respect.
There are a lot of other groups out there that love that shit.
Yeah,
go do that.
Exactly.
Go find one of those groups, because they'll take you in and they'll pamper you and tell you what wonderful photos you're taking and love you.
They'll even show you Bigfoots in your pictures that you didn't know were there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how good they are.
Beware. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Even my photos, they were telling me, "Oh, you've got 3 following you."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? No.
Yeah.
No.
That's a thing. That is a thing. That's one of the things that completely has to be like that. It's just got to go from the Bigfoot world. Like that's one of the things that it's just got to go. We got to get rid of it. Like, and I don't think that'll happen. But it's just one of those things that, when the scientific community, if you convince anybody from the scientific community to take one peek into the Bigfoot world, as soon as they start seeing stuff like that, they're like, I'm out.
If this is what it is, it's gone.
Yeah, you guys are a cult. They turn them off, man.
Right. It does. It really does.
Yeah. So yeah, I try and do my best, try and do my part, to not allow that. I know Daniel, sometimes I'll see Daniel post to his group, like, hey guys, stop posting the same old oak photos and the pareidolia and, So,
you did that here recently, didn't you, Daniel?
Well, yes and no. Actually, I did. One of the posts, certain things, I try not to say too much. I try to leave people alone. But my biggest problem I was having in my main ECBRO Facebook group was posting duplicate posts. Same thing. And I know for me it's aggravating. It's like, that's just a waste of time and space. Just share it once. And there's some people I know they're trying to promote their books, their videos or whatever they got going on, but they do it nonstop. I was like, okay, kind of limit that stuff to like once a day, not all day long. Little things like that. But yeah, as far as other stuff, I post about it. I don't try to single anybody out. I try not to do that because that's not who I used to be like that. I used to be very blunt and outspoken, and Nikki could tell you I used to go off. I used to get crazy on live podcasts.
Yeah.
Totally different person from what I used to be. So, yeah, I was like a major asshole, but I'm not like that. I try not to be that way. So,
yeah, you definitely don't seem like
I don't know,
that,
Pat. You might.
No, you don't want to go back there.
You might experience it one day.
Past
Depends,
that.
so.
We've grown up.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, everybody can just do what they want to do.
Yeah. What was that? Just only a few years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thing is, I don't see it as bad. I don't see it as bad as it used to be. I think it's really mellowed out. I was gonna save it for tomorrow, but I'll bring it up for today, and I'll actually post pictures, and we'll talk about it more tomorrow. But one in particular image that is floating around Facebook, you guys probably already seen it. It's been in several different groups, and people keep sharing it. And I've actually responded because I commented on it over 2 years ago when it first came out back in 2018. Well, there is a picture of a track, or what appears to be one track, with a person's boot next to it, which is supposed to be a firefighter from the fire, some wildfires out in Oregon. But it was the picture's only 2 years old. And I posted, when I first started seeing it shared recently here, I started commenting. I posted 2 pictures in the comments. I said, look at picture 1, look at picture 2. Because people have seen it in one angle. What I did, I took it on my phone, I flipped it around so it's standing, vertical, and where you can see. Sometimes if you zoom in, you can see it a lot better. But I actually did. It's not a circle, but I outlined the exact track. And if you look, there's actually 2 tracks there. One's offset. And I was telling people, I said, this is a double-step bear track. I said, a double-step bear track, this is a very obvious one. A lot of times, double-step bear tracks, they land in the same position, making one whole foot, or one whole size track. But this one here, you can see the offset, and with it outlined, actually, when people went back to look at the original one, like, oh, good catch, blah, blah, blah. But then you got everybody else saying, this is awesome, man. This is, that's definitely Squatch, And that's the thing. I don't want to get mad at these people. It's like, they're just not paying attention, is the way I see it. Everything's a Squatch to everybody, So,
yeah,
Same with anything
whatever.
on Facebook. You got to look to see when that article gets posted, because half the crap you're commenting on happened like 2 years ago. It just cycles back through the news, So you really have to be careful with anything that's posted on Facebook.
Strangely enough, that picture showed up in the bushcraft group that I'm an admin on, and we took it down quickly because there was huge arguments started over it.
Oh, and it's old. It's not from the recent fires. That's old.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, I posted it, like, I shared a screenshot of it, and you can see the date when I first posted about it. It was back in 2018. But yeah, if you guys give me a few minutes, I'll actually share it on here. I got to get off of my phone and send it up here.
Yeah, that's and again, I mean, that's
Where's my screenshot pictures?
That's a part of the problem with what I'll call the Bigfoot world or the Bigfoot community. Is a lack of critical thought and sort of bad filter, So it's like anything goes. I see a lot of gullibility, and I think the best way to deal with that is to just to try and promote critical thought, So I don't like making fun of anybody in this world, really, unless I think they're evil or something. But people in the Bigfoot world, it's like I hate it when people make fun of them. I'd rather reach out to them and say, hey man, I'll teach you how to fish, right? Like, I'll teach you how to think. You need a better filter because you're falling for every trick in the book. And of course, what comes along with that is a lot of fraud in the Bigfoot world, and I won't name any names right now, but there's a lot of channels and people in the Bigfoot world who are very fraudulent for monetization purposes, and people will fall for it. And I hate to see that. I hate to see somebody be frauded, like coaxed into buying merch that they shouldn't, that because they're watching something that's completely hoaxed, or at least taken out of context. So it's a problem. It's a problem, and the only way to combat it is to try and convince people to be more open-minded and objective using critical thinking skills, and really that could change your life. Forget the Bigfoot world, that can change your direction in life generally, is what I find.
Oh yeah, well, that's funny you mentioned that, Pat. My wife and I, we talk about that all the time. Whether involving anything, the right amount of skepticism is key for anything. It seems like
true skepticism. True skepticism. Go ahead.
Oh, nothing. I just there's certain things that's easily written off, but I totally agree. There's a lot of people won't discuss things because they're afraid they'll be shamed. But on the other hand, you've got this whole other group out here that's every single sound, every noise is, oh, it's Bigfoot, it's Bigfoot. And, some of it can be written off, some of it can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And again, like another aspect of what I'll call like a part of the problem there is that Bigfoot has become like a legitimate, sort of pop culture form of entertainment.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm not like I love what Wes Germer does. I love his show. It's a great show. He's a successful guy, and I love that for him. But people will listen to Chronicles and maybe they're just being introduced to Bigfoot, and they gobble that stuff up, man. Those encounters they're very entertaining to listen to. And so then they'll go, well, hell, I want to go out in the woods and see a Bigfoot. And then they go out in the woods and they don't really know what they're doing. And I'm glad people are getting out in the woods who maybe wouldn't have before, because it's good for everybody, but you see what I'm saying? It's like there's so many aspects. And then, of course, the same people will be on these groups, and they're the ones who will say, oh, my God, it must be a Bigfoot, or, oh, my God, it's portals, or whatever, because of one spooky story they heard last night that convinced them of, it's kind of a weird, vicious cycle in the Bigfoot world. They constantly chasing the tail,
Well, and I think a lot of the problem is just like with the television thing. My wife, she watches all the ghost shows all the time, and the television is so flooded with it, and it has to be more and more exciting as week goes on, month to month, and season by the season goes on. Yeah. It has to be more appealing, more gotcha, more grab you. And it's like, it's almost like pop culture or, a cult following kind of thing with all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's the other thing, is that there's so many camps. So the Bigfoot world is also extremely tribal. You got this camp, you got that camp, you got this people, you got the woo, you got this. It's Nephilim, it's portals, it's aliens, it's orbs, it's everything. Yeah. So it's a very tribal place, and yeah, that looks a lot.
Here's that image right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you look over here, you can see the offset midway up. Here's the outline that I did right here. It's popping up here very shortly.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There it is, right there.
Definitely a Bigfoot. It's in a.
Let me go back to the original.
I can clearly see it. I can clearly.
I did the circle. I mean, the outline.
You don't have to outline it from that angle.
But
when you do it from the other side,
right? Exactly. But everybody's seeing it.
You're not looking that way.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I know that's why people are only looking at it one way. They're looking at it horizontal. This here it is lateral, up and down. So
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and this stuff happens a lot. I mean, this is very.
So I figured, what the heck? Yeah. So
Dude, I tell this to people all the time. I'm so different in the Bigfoot community. If I saw an actual Bigfoot track, I mean, I could honestly care less beyond, there might be one around here right now. You know, I would not cast it. I would check it for dermal ridges, because that is important. Dermal ridges are important. So if I thought I could cast a dermal ridge, then I would. Other than that, it's just another stupid cast in the pile of casts, man. It's like, where's that gotten us in 50 years? You know, nowhere. Same with hair. Same thing with hair. Like I tell people all the time, if I find Bigfoot hair and I know it's Bigfoot hair, I'm just going to take that and go, throw it over my shoulder. I don't care. Like, you know, none of that does any good, dude. You guys know where I stand on this. It's time for a dramatic shift in how these things are approached and observed and need to be actually observed. I mean, somehow, some way, I know of what I think is the way, but they have to be observed. All of this madness, all we have is anecdotal accounts. That's it. And the only thing impressive about that is the volume of them. That's it. It's all we have. It's all we know.
Well, that's almost like my opinion on the DNA kind of
Absolutely.
thing. You've got to have something to compare the DNA to.
Exactly. Otherwise, what? You know what I mean? You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just more DNA from an unspecified, location.
Right. Nothing. This is one of my favorite things to say is Bigfoot will never be proved by waving a piece of paper in the air. Mm-hmm. Never. Look, it's right here on paper. Bigfoot's real. Nope, that's not going to do. Like, that'll never. It's so people who are DNAers who think the way to do it's go out there and look in birds' nests for fucking Bigfoot hair. Sorry, wrong podcast.
And now they want to get samples out of the streams.
Yeah.
And do all that business with and get all the mammals and everything out of the stream water and type everything.
That's unhealthy for the environment. I mean, we don't want to destroy the environment trying to look for Bigfoot, you know?
There's a lot of things, but them proving it through DNA just has not happened.
No, and it's not going to happen. That's why I say.
And if you guys doubt it, go do a little research. Find Dr. Haskell Hart. He's very knowledgeable. Even Daniels interviewed him.
Really?
And the Steve Coles did a great interview with him. And he's consistent, and he'll tell you exactly how he tested and what he found. And he has totally convinced me that Melba Ketchum's study was not properly done at all.
Not. That whole thing was the fix was in from the beginning. That whole thing was done. I am rock and roll.
Yeah.
That whole thing was done to create a narrative for basically, for a Nephilim narrative. Thanks, Suzanne. I played music in the entertainment industry for 20 years, and I got stories. So I definitely got the rock and roll part. Is there?
She was referring to your comment. I was this one here. She was quoting you right here. Oh, wrong one. Hold on. Where'd it go? I clicked on the wrong one.
Fucking Bigfoot.
Yeah.
That's all right. I don't like cursing on Bigfoot podcast, but sorry, that one slipped out. I apologize. Try and keep it family friendly here because kids are interested in Bigfoot. You know,
Right.
the kid, you know, a 10-year-old's not going to be watching, you know, our other podcasts we do. That's more, you know, in a completely different subject. But a 10-year-old will watch a Bigfoot podcast, and you know that's why, like Kerry Arnold, he keeps his show PG because a lot of kids watch it. And he knows, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good rule to follow. So I apologize for dropping the F-bomb there, everybody.
All right, guys.
Yeah, because all the parents who's letting their kids watch.
Bye, Wayne.
Gotta go, guys.
Have a good one,
See
Wayne.
y'all next time.
All right, man.
See y'all. Y'all be good.
Absolutely. So yeah, if you
Hey, good to meet everybody.
If you can make it on tomorrow, feel free to go on.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let you know, buddy.
Yeah, what I was saying is, all the parents who are letting their kids watch our podcast just log them off the internet. So I'll do to Pat.
Sorry.
I'm just joking.
Right, I apologize.
No, normally we do have a couple. Normally we do have a couple teenagers watching. I haven't seen them on the chat. Reed Norman is usually one of them.
Yeah.
I think he's like, yeah. He's like what, 15, 16, and then we have there's another one, I can't remember his name.
Well, I'm not so much worried about teenagers. So, you know, I could see a 10-year-old kid, you know, watching the Bigfoot podcast. Teenagers know those words; they say them.
Oh, come on! They're playing those video games that have a lot more stuff on them than our show. Let me tell you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're all playing the new Call of Duty, Cold War,
Overwatch, and
Alpha today.
All of those things are crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
that's okay.
I wish I could be playing my PS4, but my daughter's got the PS4. She won't bring it over here. So,
yeah. I have an Xbox. I like to play video games every now and then. I'll even live stream. Sometimes I'll live stream. Yeah, I do. I play with streamers, and every now and then I'll live stream like video games instead of like discussion. You know. Well, thanks, Patrick Vaughn. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We try, man. I mean, it's like I was saying earlier, man, it's just good to like have a good team of like-minded people who are interested in just like the no BS stuff. You know, we're gonna try and keep things objective and honest. And we know what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with a huge lack of knowledge. And, you know, nobody ever really comes on this show and tries to say, well, I know what's going on. You know, we don't really do that here. And if somebody did come on here and try and say that, I think it would quickly turn into a debate, honestly.
Right. I mean, there's times where you
Nikki,
want to.
Were you on here?
What? When?
Yeah, Nikki, were you on here when I tried to have C. Wayne Wilson on as a guest one time?
Maybe. I think so.
It's been a long time. There was one time I had him on here, and I forget who the rest of the panel members were. I thought you were one of them because you've been on here with me for a long time. And but there was one time I did bring C. Wayne Wilson on here, and you know, I brought him on to interview him, to question him, because you know he has a lot of wild claims, as a lot of people know. We most of us are familiar with his video footage, his you know super zoomed in images of the foliage all distorted in shadows and trees and everything else. But I was just trying to get an understanding. You know, but he logged off. Before he logged off, he was like, I should have known you guys had me on here as a setup, blah, blah, blah. I said, it wasn't no setup. No different what we do to anyone else, we ask questions, you know. But
yeah. And
so,
if I could, like,
I just like to try to be able to understand people. That's all.
if I could speak about him real quick, because I can't remember if I said this on air last week or if we were off air. So I hope I'm not repeating myself here. Somebody like C. Wayne, to me, I see people make fun of him, and that's not the right approach, because to me, there's something going on with that guy.
Right.
And that's just my opinion. I'm not a doctor or anything like that. But I think I'm a fairly perceptive person, and there's something going on with C. Wayne. Okay. And so does C. Wayne have, we're not talking about C. Wayne who was just on now. We're talking about C. Wayne Wilson. Does he have something to bring to the table, Bigfoot wise? Probably not. Has he seen one? I don't know, maybe. But is there something going on with this dude that is shouldn't be clear to any, like, reasonable person otherwise? Yeah, there's something going on with him. So there's really not much to get to. You can kind of chalk it up to something else. And so, the fact that he came on your show, Daniel, and felt like he was being set up, that should tell you a lot about kind of what's going on there, and so I hate to see people make fun of him, and I don't think that he's doing anything that's that's worthy of, like, evidence, or, he's just kind of become a figure in the Bigfoot world that people just kind of, like, point and snicker at,
But he's done that to himself.
He has, but
in regards to that, I mean, Stacey Brown still found that he would be a great topic to do a show on.
Right.
So, I mean, I haven't seen that show yet, but I want to. Yeah, maybe he's entertainment.
Oh, go ahead, Nick.
That's what it was used for. He was used for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, and I just, without, like, getting, I don't want to insult the guy or speak out of turn. It's just that, there's something going on there, and there's what I would consider, in my opinion, a disability, and so, like, just, like, leave the guy alone. Let him. He's gonna do his stuff. He's gonna post his videos, and
it's like, doesn't really concern us.
Not really.
But a lot of people at that time, I think he asked to come on, didn't he, Daniel?
I don't remember exactly. I think I may have asked him or presented the idea to him. So
I don't remember
exactly how it went down.
But we were interviewing a lot of people too,
right
at that time. So it's kind of blurry.
Yeah, that's just kind of my 2 cents about it.
Everybody, you have your will. If you don't like something, move on. It's not a big deal. If you don't like somebody's opinion, just move on to the next one, because there are thousands of Bigfoot researchers right now, and they're all posting on YouTube. They're all posting on Facebook. So you just move on to the next one. Move on to the next one. Oh, I like this one. I'm going to follow this one and move on to the next one, because they all have something different to give you. Okay. Some are researchers. Some just go out and have fun. Some are just campers with a little bit of style. Some are, just gals out there having fun.
Yeah.
And you got to find what your niche is and what you really want to follow. Because I'm sorry, there are very few researchers that keep books that actually have data that they can present. That's just the way it is.
No, yeah, there's no real data. I mean, yeah.
But you know, there are some there are that keep the time they went out, the date, the weather, the the noises, the everything. You know, every time they go out, it's not a whole bunch of anything really at this point. And if it ever comes that we do have a Bigfoot in custody,
right?
If you want to say that, that's going to be very useful information. Right now, not really.
Yeah, There's no good information. We kind of know what they look like, and we kind of know what they're capable of, and we know for a fact that, you know, one-on-one, human versus Bigfoot in the woods, human is going to lose. Like, you can't keep up with them. You can't. They're always going to out ninja your ass, man. So we know those things, but that's it, you know.
And if you're a knower, you've seen this being in your face, then you are one up on all of us that haven't. You know, you've seen them. You don't need to have anything proved to you. You've seen it. That's the goal for you, to have it proven to yourself before anything else. So those of you who have seen it, you know, you should really be like, wow, I'm there. I'm done. Everything else should just be fun.
Yeah, but that's not the way it works. Those people want to be validated so bad, Nikki, a lot of them. Because a lot of the people who have seen them didn't care anything about Bigfoot to begin with. And those people, they want validation so bad with their family and their friends and the rest of the freaking world, you know. They want to be able to go, I told you, like I'm not crazy.
I'm not crazy. Yeah.
You know, they do want that validation, you know, and I hope that validation comes for all of them one day. I really do. I really do. Scott's gonna go get one tonight, aren't you, Scott?
Sure.
I keep watching behind him.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I think behind him. I think that's his house behind him.
No, that's gazebo or behind behind me. That is woods backing behind it though. So, but yeah, I'm on the same page. Like we was talking about the skepticism. I personally think there's a lot of people in the field for attention and their 15 minutes of fame, so to speak. And then like Pat says, I think there's a ton of people out there that want validation. You know, my situation that took place on the rip, you know, I can look at it. Oh, maybe it was a person. I don't see how a person could have did what was going on, and there sure as hell wasn't a bear, you know, doing it. Nothing else. But I know what happened, and there's no question in my mind that, you know, that's the only answer I've got. You know, do I look at it and say, do I wish I would have seen it? You know, of course. But, you know, that's the only answer I can find.
Yeah.
No, man, I wouldn't. If I were you, I warn people. I warn people, don't wish to see one. Like, you might end up having a reaction to that is unexpected. You know, I've never seen one, so I'm not speaking as somebody who's seen one. I'm just kind of analyzing people who have seen them. Pretty much come out of that with some kind of trauma, to the point where even 20, 30 years later, when they tell that story, it visibly affects them, you know? And I mean, they almost start crying sometimes telling their story about seeing one. So all I'm saying is, dude, you might have some unexpected trauma. I don't know, Scott. I don't know you. Maybe you're a badass and it won't affect you that much, but, you know, I just I always tell people, even Daniel goes tramping through the woods looking for him. I'm like, dude, be careful. You know, like maybe you don't want to see one. I don't know. My opinion.
Well, I hope one day I get to sit down and have some Slim Jim and coffee with him. You know. So. Oh my. Oh man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, well, tell you what, Scott.
You're
just bleeding goofy.
Coffee unless it's sitting on your chest.
Your dad wrote a book.
Yeah.
Well, Flo from Progressive said, Flo from a Progressive was able to sit down and have a chat with him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why can't any of us do it?
My name's Daryl.
So, I was going to wear my Daryl shirt. I forgot.
Yeah. Scott, do you have any future plans to go out doing some exploring or with any group of people anytime in the future? Or is actually, well, I know we're getting ready to hit hunting season, so I'm sure you'll be in full force of hunting.
Yeah, it's grocery. October 11th starts grocery getting season for me, with the deer season opening up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's get it while I can, because I'm not far behind that till the Christmas tree season.
Huh.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
What do you hunt with?
Yeah.
What do you hunt deer with?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Either 300 blackout or 308.
Really? 300 blackout?
Yeah.
Really? That's interesting, man. That's a unique round. Very unique round.
Kind of stumbled onto it accidentally, just because it can be suppressed, and we get a lot of farm tags that, and the homeowners and farmers require us to keep it suppressed. So I'm using it. Yeah, I'm using it the rest of the time of the year, so I just continue right through hunting season with it.
Okay. Do you use the subsonic rounds?
Usually I stick with the supersonic 125 grain. It muzzles it down enough to where it's still not heard. Not with someone in a house or whatever close by, which is typically the farmers. But even in the woods, it's not not really a big deal. I've shot and had deer come back in 10 minutes later.
Wow. And do you use that on your AR platform?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. Okay. Cool. I was just curious.
What's next?
I don't know.
What's we talking about?
Yeah. Daniel.
Yeah, I know me.
With rock. Daniel throws rocks at deer like a Sasquatch. He's trying to get in the mentality of being a Sasquatch. He throws rocks at him. That's what Daniel does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very quiet. Very quiet.
Well, sometimes I run at him and tackle him, and sometimes I run at him, try to tackle him, grab him around the neck, and just twist her neck around. So,
you don't
typical Sasquatch, behavior.
Good luck doing that to a truck.
Yeah. Oh my. Now I have a Remington 308, and then sometimes I switch it up. I'll use just my shotgun, my 12 gauge shotgun, my Mossberg.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I might try my AR this year. I don't know. I was thinking about using my AR, but I don't know. But I'm not sure. I don't know. It depends on my mood.
That's a weird round to put through a deer, though, isn't it? Like a 2-3 round into a deer. I mean, where's what?
It can be done at a close. You would have to be. Do what now?
Would that be the same shot placement? I'm not a hunter. I'm a gun guy. I know all about guns, but I don't hunt deer. Would it be the same shot placement for a 2-2-3 round?
Well,
as with a 308?
I would say so, but then again, it depends on the distance. You don't want to be long range with a 2-2-3. I mean, Scott, correct me if I'm wrong on this. But yeah, 2-2-3, you want to be within just so many yards with a 2-2-3, right?
You should be good with a 2-2-3. You should be 2-2-3, 5.56, either one. You should be good, 150, 200 yards with it. But now, definitely, I would go with like
okay.
I think Hornady SST makes 2-2-3 round that a ballistic tip that works excellent. I actually used before I went to 300 blackout, and I was still shooting 2-2-3. I was using a 110 grain Nosler round that worked well.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you shoot hogs with, Scott?
With the hogs, I'm using the 125 grain Nosler ballistic tip in the 300 blackout.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that blackout round is amazing, dude. It's almost the perfect round in my opinion. And again, I'm not a hunter, but
right.
To me, 300 blackout is a perfect round. Perfect, right? Like a SBR. I'm dying to get an SBR decked out in 300 blackout, man.
Yeah, mine's I've got a 16-inch barrel on one, but then I've got a 7 1/4 SBR that I hunt with a lot, just because it accommodates the silencer well.
Right, and it's easy to maneuver around through in the woodland. Yeah. Yep. Smaller platform.
Yes.
Still a lot of punch. Yeah.
Now, what about your hog hunting? Do you do that? First of all, do you do that at nighttime? Which I'm assuming that's probably when a lot of people do. I don't know. The other question is, what time of year is hog season in down there?
Yes, it is primarily a nighttime hunt, and it is 365, 24/7.
Oh wow!
And so
now, like how coyotes are in some states.
Exactly. Now that's private land. That's not on not on game management. You can, as far as game management property, you can hunt anytime anything else is in season, but you have to be using a firearm or a weapon that's for whatever's in season. Like right now, our bow season opened up the 15th.
Right.
So if you're on game management property, you could use a bow or a compound bow. But as long as you're on private land, you can use any weapon.
Yeah, they're a nuisance, obviously. Just like
yeah. Okay.
And do you harvest the hog meat, Scott?
Oh, yes, sir. We got about 7 freezers we keep full at any given time.
Nice.
No family member goes without groceries.
Yeah. Tasty pig.
Yep.
Awesome.
Everybody gets pork chops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of these. I'll have to definitely make it a trip. I'll make it a point to get down there, and maybe you'll have to take me out and do some hog hunting there. Yeah.
Invitations
I bet
open.
that's fun.
Invitations open.
So.
All right. So, can I start the controversy now?
Go.
All right, Scott.
All right, go ahead.
What do you think that the supersonic 300 blackout round would do to a Sasquatch?
Oh my gosh.
Like I said, I didn't feel like I had enough firepower. In all honesty, I mean, I just didn't feel a 308 and 300 blackout in my vehicle, and I didn't feel like I had enough firepower.
So, what do you think? A Barrett 50 cal, maybe?
Yeah, 338, Lapua maybe. 50 Barrett 50. I don't know, but maybe.
Elephant gun.
Yeah.
How about Predator missile? That's what I recommend. Yeah.
Go for it.
Oh man.
All right.
Yeah, Pat, you should announce the disclaimer why you're talking about that. That not that anyone has any intentions of doing so, but so yeah, because last time you brought that up, I think you somewhat made a disclaimer on it.
Yeah, and you're right. I did not do my usual disclaimer. It's just hypothetical. It's all theoretical. I do not encourage anyone to ever go looking for a Bigfoot with the intention of trying to kill it. That's a very dangerous, irresponsible thing, in my opinion. But to have the hypothetical situation of, what would it take to actually do that is just it's very I'm just curious about that, because again, I'm a gun guy, I'm an ammo guy, and so I just kind of like to be hypothetical about the physics of what it would take to do that. But no, I don't encourage anybody to go looking for them, to even like photograph them on the ground. Don't go looking for them, much less try and shoot them. No way. That's a good way to get yourself killed.
Yeah, I got an AR. I got a 223 right here and a 308 casing right here.
Yep.
Yeah. Live ammo. Yep. I just keep them up here. I got ammo. Well, all my ammo's in my ammo box. I got stuff. Some of it spread around. So
we can't find any ammo.
I think I got a gun in each corner of the house.
It's hard to find right now, and 223. It's like 223 is like $1 a round now, almost. It's crazy, with a few exceptions. Like people always say, "Oh, I got a deal, maybe."
Federals.
Fine. Yeah.
Huh? What, Daniel?
Yeah, if you find a casing of Federals for 223s, the Federal casings, if you can find them, they're usually about $17, $18 a box for a round of 20. That's what the last couple of boxes, they were about $18 a piece. Yeah, basically, because it was 20 rounds per box. So.
Yep.
So, but a lot of people are ordering online, and just for shits and giggles, I went online. I looked up a couple different websites. I don't remember what they were. I wasn't really familiar with them, but when you order, they actually had good deals online for some pretty, decent bulk quantities of ammo. But everything you click at, it says out of stock, even online. So,
well, they're having a shortage of the.
It's on the website you go to.
What do you call the little firing pins, right?
Primers.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, primers. Yeah.
And that's. Daniel, I don't know if you've tried Ammo Seek or not, but I've been finding 223 on Ammo Seek pretty regular. But I've run into the same thing with the 300 blackout. I try to go click on it, and as soon as I pull it up, start to put the order in, it'll let me run my credit card and everything. And then as soon as I get my credit card number in, it comes back that it's no longer not in stock. And
really,
they'll let me know when it comes back in. So myself and my gunsmith buddy, we've been loading like crazy for 2-3 months now.
Oh, so you can't find any 300 blackout right now? Wow.
Finding it is just right now lucky that been buying it to reload for a little bit, because and that's what gets me is a lot of people was buying it, stockpiling it, and I'm out here, I'm shooting all, and I go through 20, a 20 round box, and a couple of 3 weeks I'm trying to re-up on ammo, so it's right now I'm loading up 100 rounds at a time just to try to keep ammo up.
Yeah, that sucks. It sounds like you need, like 1,000 bulk, something like that.
Yeah, and when I do run into it, it's everything I'm finding is FMJ. I'm not being able to find any, any hunting ammo.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that sucks, man.
So you're gonna go out hunting tonight?
No, we actually went and set some traps up earlier this evening. Tomorrow night I'll be back in the woods. I stayed at home just to be here tonight.
Oh yeah, right. Well, thank you.
Oh yeah.
Well, definitely. Yeah, we definitely appreciate that. But you were probably, before you came on here, you were probably cussing. I said, "Why do I commit to this crap?" No, I'm just joking. Nikki does the same thing half the time, but sometimes she does it. She doesn't know she's live sometimes when she says it.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, again tonight? Has it been a week already?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, right? And they fly by. They're flying by, man. It's crazy.
I was watching a show.
So I don't know, like Scott.
Well, sometimes I'll.
It's okay. So Scott, so what do you? I mean, what do you think should be done? Like, what do you think it would take to, like, to get better observations and learn more about whatever these things are? And you can even opine as to what you think they are, if you like. Like, so what's it going to take, and what do you think they are?
I mean, I know everybody disagrees, and I'm not, to a large degree, but I mean, me personally, I think there's going to have to be a body in front of people. I'm not condoning, like you earlier, I'm not saying that anyone should go out here hunting, but at the same time, I think it's going to come down to a body on the table.
Sure. Okay.
I mean, that's just my thoughts, because everybody wants something to believe in, but yet nobody wants to believe unless they see it firsthand.
And what do you think they might be?
Yeah, and that was my next question.
I think they're. I mean, I personally think they're early man that walk side by side with us.
Right, some sort of cousin, other kind of hominid.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's a good starting point. That's what I tell people. It's like, I don't know what they are, man. We might find one, dead in the middle of the street, and open it up, and it's got biomechanics in it, like, for whatever reason. I don't know, but
Biomechanics.
Yeah, like a good starting point is basically what you just said,
I hear, it's just like, and I think it's, me personally, I think it's closer kin to us than the great apes or the other, great apes or whatever. Right. But I feel like it was a hominid that grew, that, just like the dwarves, so to speak, that was walking side by side with us at one time too. I mean,
Neanderthal.
Yeah, Neanderthal, or that's just my opinion for what it counts for. And I feel like, I mean, when data has proven that bears bury bears, so why wouldn't they bury their own?
Sure. I mean, yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah.
As well. So makes sense.
Now, do you by any chance, do you think they have any special abilities? A lot of people think they do. But what's your take on that? Do you think they're basically just completely flesh and blood?
This is where it's funny. My wife and I debate it all the time. I personally think it's their flesh and blood, and my wife seems to think that they're all basically can travel not so much out and back in time, but just I don't know, almost from another universe, or not as an alien or whatever, but just
another dimension.
Another dimension. That's her opinion on it. Me, I think they're flesh and blood, just like we are.
Yeah, fair enough.
This is where you should get your. Does your wife ever go out in the woods with you?
Oh yeah, she's there frequently with me.
That's awesome. Yeah, what you need to do. I was just gonna say, what you need to do is create. Since you guys have this debate between what you guys think they are, perhaps you guys need to do. I don't know what you want to call it. Hey, let's go discover one. Let's go find one and study it for ourselves. Let's go take this thing and hey, look, it bleeds. It's flesh and blood. So I don't know. But no, that's awesome that she does go out there with you. So
yeah, and that's all I have to do is mention something about if I see weird lights or anything out of the ordinary on a piece of property, she's packed up and ready to go.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for you. Good for you, Scott.
Yeah, I think Pat usually treats Kim like a caveman. He needs to drag her by the hair and get her out there.
Oh no. No.
I
Kim,
know. I just joke.
Yeah. She loves to go, but we don't go looking for Sasquatch. We just go camping. It's recreational, And then they come around and start harassing, and then I have to start shooting indiscriminately off into the woods. Get away, go, shoo them away like a freaking coyote, man. It's like, leave me alone. I don't want to have anything to do with these things, Scott, just so you know. Like, I don't trust him.
He has no problem talking about him.
That's true. I love speculating about them, but when I see one, it's going to be from a mile away. I won't get into all that, and I won't get on my big stump speech about that tonight. But when I see one, it's going to be from a mile away, and it's going to be, it's going to blow the Patterson-Gimlin film out of the water. So that's it. Like, I don't want them around me. I don't trust them. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them, and I can't throw them very far.
Right. See, that's
throw you very far, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's the other debate in my household. If they're there, they're there, and if they want to show themselves, they show themselves. Or that's my opinion. Where my wife, she thinks at this point, she says, that they want to be friends or something, and it's like, yeah, I don't think so.
We don't know that.
No.
And yeah, I mean, Suzanne said they feel the same way about me. I agree with that statement. I do. Like, I agree with that statement. I think they do feel the same way about us, our species. It's the only thing that explains, why they keep their distance so much. Even if they're curious a little bit, at the end of the day, I think they look at us like copperheads or something, man. Like, I don't want to have anything to really. It's interesting to look at, but I'm not going to get too close, And when I use the copperhead analogy, the other part of that analogy is, well, sure, when I see a copperhead, I kill it, but I would never kill it if I knew that 100 more would show up the next day. I would never kill another copperhead ever again. So I think that's why they understand, dude. If they might want to come into camp and just ravage, kill us, but they understand in their heads 100 more will show up tomorrow, and we don't want that. So that's why they don't do it. That's my theory, with the copperhead analogy.
I can get on board. I can see that.
Yeah, and I don't blame them. Human beings are the most deadliest species on the planet by far.
Yeah, that's funny because ironically, when you said the copperhead, I'm picturing all the pictures of dead rat snakes and people asking, "Oh, is this a copperhead?"
Right.
Yeah. It's like, well, you've already killed it. Why not?
Yeah, I know. I hate that.
Yep.
Yeah, people, learn your snakes. Don't kill rat snakes. Like a rat snake will kill a baby copperhead,
Yep.
So, and
rat snakes, king snakes.
Yeah, and the other species don't kill possums. As annoying as it might be, they get in your garbage or whatever. Possums eat ticks.
Oh yeah.
So don't kill possums. Like, don't kill possums. Don't kill non-venomous snakes.
I think Daniel got to see my two little babies baby possums I rescued here a few weeks ago.
Oh, are you serious?
They were walking around outside my house. They were, I don't know, 5-6 weeks old. They were just starting to get teeth in.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to do the rescue thing and got them pampered through.
Good for you. Do you think you'll be able to release them in the wild? Do you think they'll be okay in the wild after being raised by people?
Yeah, they're all. I actually, at one time, I belonged to a wildlife rescue service. It's been quite a few years ago. I got in touch with Possums SOS, and that's what they do. And I've been chatting out and back with them frequently, and they're doing great for number one, and they'll be ready in a few weeks to re-release, and hopefully I get to release them back here where they come, at my home where they come from.
Yeah, that's really great, man. Good for you, Scott. I love hearing stories like that. Possums are our friends.
Patrick being funny. He said, "Aren't those the flat animals that live on the side of the road?" Talking about the roadkill.
Yeah.
Yeah, them and raccoons. I see a lot of raccoons on the side of the road up here. Tons of
groundhogs.
Yeah, them too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see a lot of them.
I
got a lot of them here in the backyard.
Rodents don't do well. Actually, a possum is a marsupial, but yeah, rodents and possums don't do well with roads. They just don't get it.
Yeah. I got a lot of critters here in the backyard. Usually, sometimes when I leave for work in the morning or when I come home, there's usually these 2 young does. I know my landlords that live up on the hill. They refer to them as twins because they're always together. You know, they look about the same age. And I was seeing them with they just lost their spots not long ago, and there was a older doe around. I haven't seen her around. A young buck started showing up here. I started seeing a young buck now. So yeah, because I got the deer, I got rabbits, groundhogs. That's about it. I haven't seen nothing else. But yeah, I thought it was cool that a buck is starting to show himself around here. But yeah, I used to target shoot in my backyard. You know, I can't do that no more. I've been doing it on and off for like 2 years or so. And then one day I was out there. I just got done shooting my AR out there. And my landlord drives down. The wife comes up. She's like, yeah, we can't be doing that no more. Somebody might complain. And I was like, I didn't say nothing. I was like, all right, I'm sorry about that. But, for 2 years, nobody's complained,
Oh, yeah, that sucked.
So I just, yeah. I mean, we got shooting ranges out there on the National Forest. They got just the nearest shooting range to me is probably about 45 minutes. But it's out there in the woods, it's a nice area. I just haven't gotten around to going out there, but it's all good. I'll get out there eventually, but yeah, deer, hunting season's starting out here soon. The bear hunters will be running soon. They've been getting their dogs prepped and everything, so getting them all psyched up for the bear hunter runs. But I'll be out there in November. I got a week scheduled for November. I'll be out there. So,
yeah, man.
What's that, Scott?
I was just wondering, do y'all have a still season for bear, or do y'all just have a dog season? We have a week here. We have
no. Yeah. I haven't followed it in a few years because I stopped following it because the bear. Well, first of all, the bear season. You buy your big game hunt license up here. It used to be bear, deer, and turkey, but about 3 or 4 years ago they separated. They made the bear tag separate, and so I didn't really. When they did that, I stopped paying attention to the bear. How I don't really follow that, but I do believe that there is a separate deer. They got one for dogs where you can run your dogs, and then they do have another one that's I guess what you call what did you say is like a still season?
Still hunt. Yeah.
Like during because they're come to December there's a late black powder season, and you can shoot bears all throughout that time too. So. Because after the regular open rifle season goes out, the late black powder season comes in December, and runs through the early part of January. So, but I somewhat try to pay attention to it, only for the very fact, like right now, when I was out there camping with Dad, I've seen a lot of bear sign, really fresh bear sign, and the bear. I mean, this time of year, I know that as the weather's starting to get cooler. The bears have been on the run. They're scavenging, and I know once those dogs get released out in the woods, they'll be really moving around. So, but so yeah, I try to watch all that too. So, but
dogs chasing bears. Dogs chasing bears.
Basically, it's like coon hunting. If you're yeah, basically what it is, they tree the bear. I know I got a buddy of mine that does it. I know he's always posting pictures. Basically, all the hounds they chase the bear. They usually run it up the tree, and that's usually when they take it. That's how a lot of raccoon hunting's done. I know my father. I was real little. I don't really remember it much, but I've heard enough stories from Dad because Dad used to be big into coon hunting. He used to run. Coon dogs, but he did a lot of competition with them at the the hunting clubs, but
Okay.
but yeah, it's basically the same thing as coon hunting.
So I could put my chihuahuas to work then, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, you never know. But
I think
Don't, Daniel.
they could get
sorry.
the job done.
Huh?
No, I was just gonna say.
I thought you were showing it.
Daniel, don't forget about Scott Marlowe.
Oh yes. For those who know of Scott Marlowe, a lot of you guys, some may not be familiar, but Scott Marlowe, he's a longtime cryptozoologist from out of Florida, and Pangea Institute, and he's been featured in some several films. I know him and Ken Gerhard worked together, and but yeah, Scott Marlowe recently passed away the other day, and I'm not entirely sure of his age. I do believe, I hope I'm not wrong, but he was in his 80s, I believe, early 80s maybe. I'm not sure of the cause of his death. It could have been from other health complications, but but he was also the host of Creature Zone. Creature Zone was a radio podcast that he's done. I forget, probably about 5 years ago, he had me on there. So yeah, Scott Marlowe had left us. I know we've lost a few good ones in the past. I'm trying to remember the one name. He was another old timer. Nikki, the Mongolian monster hunter.
Oh, Mogian.
You know who I'm talking about?
Mogian monster. It was
Mogian.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm having a brain fart.
Now you said that, you made me forget. White?
Yeah.
Was it White?
Mitchell White.
Mitchell White.
Yeah, Mitchell.
God, I have photos with him and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I just thought of another one too. The Four Corners, the Crypto Four Corners.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm forgetting these names. They were very well known, respected people. Man, I hate not remembering names, but so yeah, I'll have to write down these names. I'll make mention them later. So
J.C. Johnson.
But yeah, Nick, J.C. Johnson of the Crypto Four Corners. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So, well, I tell you what. Now I know Nikki, you got to get off. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to close this up here, because I got to get up in the morning. I got a harvest festival I'm going. So yeah, we got a few. Me and my lady friend, her and her kids, and then my daughter's meeting up with the grandbaby. So I'm going to be going out or spend the day at this harvest festival. A buddy of mine at work told me about, because I think him and his wife are going. So it should be pretty fun. I haven't been out to any kind of outdoor activity in a while. So, but before we jump off here, Scott, what we normally do, we try to do a last minute close out with each individual here. If you have any last words, anything you want to throw out there or share for anybody, feel free. The stage is yours.
The only thing I can say is enjoy. Everybody get outside and enjoy being outside.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm redoing my backyard.
And how about you, Miss Nikki Cologne?
You can find me.
Oh yeah, how is that coming along? I saw the pictures.
Oh yeah. Well, we saved for 4 years to get, be able to get our backyard landscaped, because we've only been in this home for 4 years, since 2016. So I'm like, no, we're not going to finance it. Let's just save and save and save and save. And we finally did and contracted, and they finally broke ground in the back because there's a lot of stuff that we live in an area has what's called a ponding situation. If it rains in El Paso, it floods. And we just happen to be on a floodplain. So you have to have your house is up a little bit, and then your backyards do this dip in the back. And it's really ugly.
I noticed that.
So
I saw the grade.
What we have to do is I have to build a retaining wall all the way around. Then we're going to put steps down to where the bottom, where I'm going to put some turf and a pad for a fireplace, a barbecue out there. And then I also ordered a pergola for the side. So it's going to be nice.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah. In the picture you posted, I saw that between your house and the new house being built next door.
Yeah.
I saw that stone wall going up. Did Trump put that up there for you, or?
Actually, El Paso is famous for their stone rock walls. You will not find wood walls in Southwest here in El Paso.
Yeah.
Everything is rock wall.
Right.
You won't find wrought iron or gates or fencing. You won't find that here at all. Everything is rock wall.
Now, does that wall border your property? I mean, like, for example, does it go all the way around, or is it just one? Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure
all the way around and
what. So
part of, when you're going through your mortgage and trying to figure out, because I designed my house, so they add a 5-foot rock wall all the way around, but we added 2 extra feet onto that because you're so close to other people. We didn't, and because of that whole dip thing, your house sits up higher, so then the other people can see right into your house. So we added some extra footage on there.
Cool.
And
yeah, that's pretty cool. I can't wait to see what it looks like. Yeah, definitely keep us posted.
To it.
I bet it's gonna look awesome by the time it's
He said a week. There's no way he can get done with everything I got him doing in a week. I'm thinking more like 3 or 4. But I mean, stamped concrete and a walkway and a retaining wall, pergola, pit. Pad,
my father wants you to move. My father wants you to move to Virginia.
I need to move to Virginia. Do you have mosquitoes?
Dad said, "Yeah, you need to move to Virginia."
Yep.
I don't do mosquitoes.
Your sister said, "No, Jose, don't tell her that."
My husband wanted to move back to Pennsylvania.
Really?
He liked
you guys
it
will be
there.
miserable up there during the winter times.
Oh yeah. And I went in the wintertime. I never ever felt a cold like that. Because how moist it is over there. I freaked out because we have cold here in the West, but it's a dry cold.
It's dry, yeah.
And my boogers froze. Yeah. I never had where I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a different world out there.
I have a feeling we're gonna have a cold winter up here.
It's a different world to you. I mean,
yeah,
I've been to El Paso, and it was a different world to me. I'm like, I couldn't believe I was in the same country. I was like, holy cow, man. So yeah, it's
that's how like I can't breathe on the East Coast. I can't breathe. It's just too much humidity for me.
Lots of humidity. Yep.
I was miserable. We went to Florida, and it was just forget this. No way.
In Florida, the air is thick, man.
Yeah.
It's a different
everything
world.
Seemed to smell to me. I was like, what is that smell?
Florida does smell. It smells. That's not just you.
Okay. I'm like, I smell mold. I smell something going on.
Well, I'd just like to say before we go, thanks, Scott, for coming on tonight, man. It was good to meet you. Interesting discussion. And since we're neighbors, man, if I'm passing through that area sometimes, man, I'd love to come meet you and check out your property. So just hit me up on Facebook, Scott, and join my Squatch Talk group on Facebook, and yeah, we talk more, man. And
right.
So yeah, dude, I'll just throw it to you, Daniel, to take us out.
Well, thank you, Pat. Even though I didn't give you permission to do your last round yet, but not just
you cut us off the last time.
No, I know. I'm playing. Yeah. Now, for those who seen my post on Facebook, tomorrow we are doing a regular roundtable open discussion. We will have Sam DeLoach with us. He had a few things he wanted to share. He's actually learned some stories. They're not quite new. Some of them are actually old, but these are from customers that come into his shop where he worked down there in Tennessee. So I'm anxious to see what he has to share. There's a couple other things we will bring up. I almost was tempted to throw them out earlier, but I'll just wait till tomorrow. I think tomorrow's going to be interesting. Yeah, so 9 p.m. we'll do the roundtable. Now Saturdays I was going to start doing our other podcasts that we do. We could still do that if you guys want. I was thinking about if we still do the other podcast from the new page, the Everyday News podcast. We can start that about an hour early and then go right and then log off and come back in to the Bigfoot thing. So yeah. But
however you guys do it.
Oh, I got a new mask. I got a new mask and a new mug that Franklin Lambert sent me. Cause see, I get my mail at my parents' house. My mom says, "You got a package from Amazon." I said, "Huh?" I got the thing. I said, "I didn't order none. I can't afford none." But I just remember it came from Franklin. Frank Lambert. He had sent me something. I'll show you guys tomorrow. And so yeah, we'll do that. I'll set that up. We'll do it for about 45 minutes. We'll do that at 8 o'clock. And then we'll log off. That way we get a because I've been jotting down a few things, some things to discuss, but we'll have to really watch the time on that.
Shift, if you know what I mean, in one night, like just shifting gears that quick in one night will be kind of weird. But yeah, I'm down.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we could do it for about a half hour, 45 minutes, that way we could log off. It gives us about 15 minutes before we start at 9 o'clock, roughly. So it should be interesting. So ladies and gentlemen, be on the lookout for tomorrow's Bigfoot roundtable discussion, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be broadcasted right off the ECBRO fan page, and we'll be broadcasting on YouTube as well, like we are doing tonight. So, because that's how we do it. We multi-stream. So you guys have a good night, and